Hi everybody, it's Karen and I'm here to do a tag video. I was tagged by Katie of MySonRuns, and the name of the tag is the Nerimon's tag. Okay, 5 questions, easy, shouldn't be a long time here. Question number 1, what is your biggest fear? Well, now that I'm older, I really have a fear of falling down and breaking a hip. I'm unsteady on my feet a lot of the time. So this is a real something that could happen. And broken hips in older women are very, very serious things, and can lead, not always, but can lead to death. And oftentimes after a elderly woman has broken 1 or 2 hips, because you can do both of them in a fall, you become really disabled. And so I have a fear of that right now. Did it worry me, years ago? No. Does it worry me now? Yes. Second question. How did you figure out Santa wasn't real? He's not. All kidding aside. I probably figured it out someplace in elementary school. I'm not sure what grade, but we never had a fireplace in our house. So right there I had a concern that how did Santa get into the house? My mom always said that she left the door unlocked for him. So that made sense for a while, obviously. I think I noticed it most, too, when I'd get up Christmas morning and I'd have all my presents, and there was always a big surprise from Santa himself, something that I really wanted, a special present from Santa. But then I'd go visiting my aunts, and I'd have a whole bunch of presents there, some from Santa. And it always bothered me that why did Santa leave presents off for me at their house? It takes a while for me. And back in the day when we were talking about this is in the 50s. So I think kids were a little slower on the uptake. I know they were. Plus, I didn't have any brothers or sisters, so I had no one really influencing me and telling me whether there was or wasn't a Santa. So I had no contemporaries to really talk to. So it was sometime in elementary school. You just, you put all the pieces together. But then, when I didn't believe, of course, my mother said, well, Santa is always with you. He's with you. His spirit is with you. The spirit of Christmas. He's in your heart. So I still got presents from Santa. For as long as they were alive, I still would get a present from Santa. Just how they looked at things. Number 3. What was the best idea I ever had? I don't know. I haven't had too many good ideas. Best idea of my own. I don't know. I think back when I first got a computer, I made greeting cards, printed them myself. I made Christmas cards, and I sold a few at work. People would take pity on me, I think, and buy them. But, you know, I don't really, and that, of course, was using a program, but it was a good, you know, each card was unique. I made them up special for, you know, like my friends who had kids or had grandchildren or had nieces and nephews, and everything would be personalized. But that, you know, I don't really get any good ideas. I don't think. I don't know. That's really a hard question. What was the most embarrassing thing my parents ever did to me? Well, this was well, let's start with my mom. My mom used to, especially when I was, you know, like in, say, 5th, 6th grade up, I began to notice that no matter where she went, and if I was with her, or even if I wasn't with her, but of course I wouldn't know about it, but she talked to everybody. Didn't matter who, didn't matter whether she knew them or not. She was one of the most friendliest people I know, and she would just talk to anybody about anything. And when you're a teen, you know, you just don't want to be noticed that much. So that used to embarrass me because, you know, I mean, she was not really drawing attention in a bad way, but I wouldn't go talk to a stranger. I went around my business. My mother was just a very friendly person and was talking to everybody, to the point where she would make us late for things. And then I'd be embarrassed because we were late and not getting to places to where we were supposed to be on time. Okay, and my father. He really only embarrassed me one time. And I'm embarrassed to tell you about this because of my behavior after he embarrassed me. I was in high school, I know that. And I was probably somewhere between 14 and 16 maybe. And we were at a wedding. And I'd gone to, well, actually I hadn't gone to that many weddings. But this was the first wedding that I saw my father drink too much. He actually got tipsy at the wedding. Now, that embarrassed me because I had never seen him like that. My parents would have people over to the house and they would play cards on either Friday or Saturday night, and they would have a cocktail or two while they're playing cards or whatever, and munchies and food. I mean, it was a big deal. They'd have, you know, 2 or 3 couples over or 4 couples over, depending, and they'd all play cards. And they'd all have highballs while they were playing cards. But I never saw anybody get drunk before, and especially not my parents. And then in this wedding, when my father had a few too many, and he was dancing around, and my father was a very private, quiet man. And this time when he got tipsy, he came out of his shell in a big way at the wedding, and I was embarrassed. But then, to top it all off, because of my reaction, because I actually cried. I was so embarrassed, and I went outside, and I guess I put on a little bit of a scene, which I shouldn't have done, especially back in those days. Because you didn't criticize your parents in any way back then. You really didn't. You know, you did what your parents told you to do. You had respect for them, and you weren't supposed to get critical of them. And I had a reaction. It was a bad reaction. And that, which made my parents' friends embarrassed for my parents because of me and the way I reacted. So it was a vicious circle. It was not a good night. And I felt bad about it, but I didn't drink. I had no desire to drink. As I say, I had never seen anybody really get drunk. That was the first time. You led a sheltered life back then. I don't know. Whatever. It bothered me, and that's when my dad embarrassed me, and you heard about my mom. Question number 5, in the end, if I could have one career, what would it be? Well, I thought long and hard about this, and I thought, well, when I was younger, I'd like to be a nurse, but I did that in, not did nursing, but did nurse's aid work, which is the dirty part of nursing. Anyway, that being said, it's not a nurse. When I was younger, maybe. The one career that I really want, and I can relate to the most, is that of a Disney princess. Cinderella, Snow White, Belle. I would love to have worked at Disney World, or still work at Disney World, sat up there in my ball gown at the wave. I would have loved that. I would have loved talking to the kids. I would have loved talking to the adults. That would have been fun. If I could do it, if we could all do something over again, or have a career that we want. I'm still a princess. In my mind, I am a Disney princess. Just in my mind. But in reality, that would be the career that I'd like to have. Okay, I'm supposed to tag 2 people, and I tag CeeJay from CeeJay 40 and Fab, and I also tag Winter's Thoughts, or Winter from Winter's Thoughts. So Winter, if you're watching, I'd love to hear your answers to this tag. It's quick, it's easy, no big deal. Okay, peace, hugs, love, kisses, God bless. See you soon. Bye.